Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is titled, Don't Become a Prisoner of Other People's Opinions. One of the biggest burdens people carry today is the weight of other people's opinions. Everybody has an opinion. Social media has given millions of people a platform to share every thought that passes through their head. And somewhere along the way, a lot of folks started believing every opinion deserves equal weight. It doesn't. What's strange is that most people already know that. If you were to ask them directly, they'd agree that not every opinion is valuable. Not every criticism is wise. Not every person speaking has earned the right to be listened to. Yet somehow a complete stranger can leave a comment, make a remark, or express an opinion, and we carry it around with us for the rest of the day. We think about it while we're working. We think about it while we're driving. We think about it while we're trying to go to sleep. Somebody we don't even know can end up occupying more space in our minds than people who actually care about us. That's a problem. If you let what other people think determine how you live your life, how you approach your day, or how you make your decisions, you're not going to get very far. That doesn't mean you ignore everybody. That's foolish too. You have to look at yourself honestly. You have to be willing to examine your actions with open eyes. You have to make sure you're right, or at least that you're doing the best you can with the knowledge you have. You seek good counsel. You listen to people who have earned the right to be heard. That's an important distinction. There are people who will tell you exactly what you want to hear. Those aren't always your friends. Real friends are the ones who will look you in the eye and tell you when you're wrong. Real friends are the people who care enough about you to tell you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Those are the voices worth listening to. Most people say they want honesty until honesty arrives. Then suddenly, they don't want honesty anymore. They want agreement. They want validation. They want somebody to tell them they're right. But growth rarely comes from hearing what we already believe. Growth often comes from somebody who cares enough about us to tell us something we'd rather not hear. If you have people like that in your life, hold on to them. They are rare. Go to them. Lay out the situation honestly and ask them what they think. Ask them if you're missing something. Ask them if you're wrong. Then listen. Once you've done that, once you've examined the situation, sought wise counsel and made the best decision you can make, then move forward. Keep going. Don't let every critic, every naysayer, and every stranger with an opinion pull you off course. For someone's opinion to truly matter to you, that person should matter to you first. Think about that. Why would you hand over control of your peace of mind to someone who doesn't know you, doesn't understand your situation, and doesn't have to live with the consequences of your choices? You shouldn't. A lot of people are living as if they need permission from the crowd before they can move forward. They need approval before they can take a risk. They need validation before they can make a change. They need agreement before they can pursue a goal. The problem is that the crowd is rarely in agreement about anything. No matter what you do, somebody is going to criticize it. No matter what path you take, somebody is going to think you should have taken another one. If you wait until everybody approves of your choices, you'll spend your entire life waiting. At the same time, don't become the kind of person who closes their eyes, plugs their ears, and says, "I'm going to do whatever I want, and I don't care what anybody says." That's not strength. That's arrogance. Strength is being willing to examine yourself honestly, listen to wise counsel, and then move forward with conviction. There's an old saying that the dogs bark, but the caravan moves on. Winston Churchill put it another way. He said if you stop and throw rocks at every dog that barks, you'll never get where you're going. That's life. There will always be critics. There will always be people who question your decisions. There will always be people who think they know your life better than you do. Let them talk. One of the most freeing realizations a person can have is, understanding that not every criticism deserves a response. Not every accusation deserves a defense. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply continue moving forward. Your job is not to answer every criticism. Your job is not to defend every decision. Your job is to make the best choices you can, own those choices, and keep moving forward. And here's something many people need to hear. There is something in your life right now that you know you need to do. You know it's the right direction. You know it's the next step. But you're hesitating because you're worried about what somebody might think, what somebody might say, or how somebody might react. Maybe it's a career change. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's ending something that needs to end. Maybe it's beginning something you've been putting off for years. Whatever it is, you already know what you're supposed to do. The problem isn't confusion. The problem is fear. Stop giving other people that kind of power. Make the decision. Own the decision. Follow through with the decision. And if it turns out you were wrong, own that too. Correct the course and keep moving. There is no shame in making a mistake. Every person who has ever accomplished anything has made mistakes. Every person who has ever built something meaningful has taken wrong turns. The shame isn't in making mistakes. The shame is allowing fear to keep you frozen in place. Life is not a game where every decision must be perfect. Life is a process of moving forward, learning, adjusting, and continuing the journey. Take ownership of your life. Quit letting other people steer your ship. Quit waiting for permission. Quit allowing the noise of the crowd to drown out what you already know you need to do. At the end of the day, you are the one who has to live with your choices. You are the one who has to look yourself in the mirror. You are the one responsible for the direction of your life. Nobody else can carry that responsibility for you. Nobody else can walk your path for you. Nobody else can make your decisions for you. The responsibility is yours. But so is the freedom. Make sure you're right. Do the best you can. Then move forward and don't look back. Maybe that's what somebody needed to hear today. This concludes this episode of the Moores October Rants. Thank you for listening. Signing out. Goodbye for now.